Hey there, this is Samantha Moe. I am with John and Becky because they have gone through some anti-glad coaching and they wanted to share their story so that other families, if they're struggling, they can hear what it's like to go through coaching and some of the changes that they've seen. So John and Becky, hi.
Hi.
Hey, would you tell us a little bit about your family and some of the struggles you are experiencing?
Yeah, we have a son that's 6-year-old Grayson and a daughter Nora that's 3, and we were just really struggling with Grayson. He's really strong-willed and intense, and we were having a lot of outbursts. And in the morning was a huge issue for us. He would wake up angry. To get him out of bed was difficult. We were late every day. And so it's like we started our day every day with chaos, and it just kind of continued through the day. And we were just kind of sick of living like that.
Mm-hmm. And
it would continue on through the night. Yeah. And we'd try to put him to bed for hours some nights. It was hard. So
yeah,
we needed help.
And what was your tipping point that helped? Because I know that you were dealing with this for a while. So what was your tipping point that made you say, we are ready to do something different now?
I think we were at a family function, and I just felt like I lost control. Like, he was having an outburst in front of people. I was feeling judged. Like, we got to a point where, like, I didn't want to go out often. Countless times we'd pull up to restaurants and I'd just be like, I can't go in. We can't do this. I have no idea what's going to happen. And if there are outbursts, I don't know what to do. And so it was time. Like, everything was unraveling, and it was time that...
and not knowing what to do caused a lot of tension between us. And yeah, that was kind of the point to go.
Yeah. We were just kind of all around having a difficult time.
Yes, yep, I remember that. And so, go ahead.
Oh, and we just I kept thinking it was, when he was 3, it was because he was 3, and then he had a sister, and it was because of that, and then it was like he was 4, and he was 5, and he was going to be turning 6, and I just thought, this isn't a phase. He's not growing out of it. Like, we need to do some changes so that it just doesn't continue and he's able to grow too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you guys went through the full 6-month coaching program. Mm-hmm. And so now you're on the other side of the situation. And what does life feel like now for you guys and for Grayson?
It's structured, control. He still has, things from time to time, but now we're equipped to handle them. And yeah, it's much better now.
It's really amazing when we look back at how far we've come. Like, our mornings, perfect. Yeah. I mean, once in a while we have an issue. He hasn't been late for school once this year. Yeah, I mean, our life it's dramatically better. It really, really is.
Yeah, and I've watched you guys grow more confident with parenting and communicate with each other. As parents, how does it feel now that you have this structure and more of this flow where Grayson follows directions?
Well, for me, I always was kind of, I always felt like I wasn't doing a good job, or I wasn't, I wasn't able to parent him the way so that he needed. And now it's like I have these tools and I'm confident, and I know that I'm a good mom, and I know that I'm doing the right things. And so that really, for my confidence, that's huge. Yeah. And yeah, what else?
Our relationship is much better because we're on the same page. We know what we need to do in given situations when they do occur.
Yeah.
So it's real nice.
I think a lot of the time we didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do, but I thought what he was doing was wrong, and vice versa. And there was a lot of resentment and stuff like that. And now we're on the same page, and it's really nice.
Yeah. And I know that like everybody who works with a Mad to Glad parent coach, that what you learned was there was something unique about Grayson's brain. So what was something that you learned in the process that helped you shift into parenting differently?
We realized that he had certain triggers in the brain that would set him off. And so once we figured out what those were, we kind of avoided them, and we're able to redirect some behaviors that he was having.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was just picturing your morning routine and how the predictability of it for Grayson really helps you at ease and calm that fire
yeah, like
he really thrives with the schedule, and that was
something we just weren't providing for him. And like adding, one of his big things is cuddle time in the morning. So he needs us to lay with him for maybe it's just 5 minutes, but that 5 minutes, if we're not doing that, our morning is not that great. And if he gets just that soothing, he wakes up with a smile on his face and is ready to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I know that sets him up for a better day. Now, you guys also had an experience that helped shift his brain wiring and some of the sensory stuff that he was going on. Because I referred you to another resource. Will you talk about that just briefly?
Yeah. When we started, Grayson, he wasn't able to wear, put socks on. A lot of socks bugged him, jackets, layers of clothing. If he had like a shirt and a sweatshirt on, that could set him off. Sometimes like the heat, if it was too hot, loud sounds. In bed at night, he would have a hard time going to sleep. He would always, he has texture on his walls. He would, rub the texture on the walls, toss and turn, have a hard time with that. And so we started seeing a chiropractor. Grayson wasn't sleeping through the night before. Samantha had told us that it would maybe be a nice thing to try for him. And he sleeps through the night now. Clothing doesn't seem like gloves, mittens and gloves used to be a nightmare. Like he's able to put those on himself now. We did some other things with some lighting in his bedroom. We use a special alarm clock. He likes to watch that at night. It changes colors. Weighted blanket.
Sound machine.
Yeah, Samantha really just kind of pointed us in the direction of some tools and things that we could use, and it's made a really big difference.
Mm-hmm. And just to be really clear, it's a pediatric chiropractor. So the type of chiropractic that she's doing is really gentle, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
We actually all go.
Yeah, we all go.
Good, lovely. Are you noticing a difference in how your energy levels?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sleeping much better.
Good. So I know that now that you've gone through parent coaching and you've seen this shift, there's more opportunity or there's more potential for Grayson's life and for your guys' lives as a family. Mm-hmm. So what are you most looking forward to now that you have some of these pieces in place?
I feel like we're able to go out and do stuff, like family things that maybe we weren't able to before, or I was always kind of on edge waiting for the next explosion. We get kind of more alone. I mean, I get more time to do things for myself that I didn't have time to do before because I had no energy. Like the end of the day, like I was falling asleep with the kids because I was so wiped from putting out fires all day long. Yeah.
I like what we learned, so we can apply it to his sister now.
Yeah, who is now 3. Yeah, I mean, we definitely we're happy. Yeah. We're all happy.
Yeah.
So we're able to enjoy each other, and it's really good.
We can go out in public.
That is a good thing. I remember we talked a lot at the beginning about Grayson would perseverate on wanting to go to gas stations and car rides.
Oh, yeah, he had a gas station obsession, and we turned it into once a week.
Yeah.
Just to get donuts in the morning on Saturdays.
Yeah, donut day.
Yeah, so they each got a donut every Saturday.
So yeah, I mean, it was a fit every time we saw a gas station that he wanted to stop with kicking, screaming in a car. And yeah,
he got over it pretty quickly once we
Yeah.
put our foot down with that.
Yeah, you guys did a really good job with that boundary around it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good. So the last question that I have is, oftentimes parents they read a lot of parenting books, and they consider going to see a therapist, and they talk to their kid's teacher, and they talk to the doctor. What would you say is different about coaching, and why is it effective?
I think a lot of it is that it is how you parent. It really is how you parent. A lot of the things I didn't realize I was doing were hurting. Like, one of Grayson's triggers is hearing his name. So once I realized that, okay, when the child hears their name over and over, it makes them feel this way. One day, I just was thinking about it. I probably said Grayson 100 times in the morning. Grayson, 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 And so I don't know if that really answers the question, but it really is about how you parent, and when you change your attitude, and when you come to terms with, this is my child.
Every child is different. So, we're able to cater our approach to him specifically. We're able to talk with you what doesn't work.
Yeah.
With the book, it will just tell you this should work.
Yeah.
You were saying this isn't working. What do we do? And then we're off to other options, and we were able to fix some things.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite things. Every time that we had a session with you, you made us a to-do list, and so I had that in the front of my binder, clear. It's like I'm going. The weeks between our sessions, I'm going through and I'm like, okay, are we working on this? Check. It was very tailored to us, set up step by step. And I think that that's why I had read tons of parenting books, and it was like a spewing of all this information. Where do I start? What do I do? Whereas with you, you were able to tailor it to us and give us little mini goals and missions to do. And it worked.
Yeah. Was there ever any point along the way in our 6-month process where you felt like, is this really going to work? Did you have any setbacks at all?
We did have a little bit of a setback. And I think it was just the process of it. We noticed that some things were going back, but some of it was us going back, maybe not concentrating as much. And I think some of it was just Grayson processing all of the changes. And
I didn't realize, we have our, poster board, what we do in the morning. And I didn't really think he would pay attention to that or really care about it, but he really got into it and wanted to follow it. And I didn't really think it would work as well as it did.
Yeah, so, there were some things I was like, oh, for real?
I think that was actually one of the best things, for morning, night. And if he was bored, we had his board. So okay, I'm bored. I'll go look at your board. And he'd go look at the board and find something to do that was acceptable.
Yeah.
And John, sometimes dads aren't as on board with coaching as moms are right off the bat. So what helped you see that this was something you were willing to try?
He needed it. we really needed it, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get us somewhere where we're happy and can breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
and
that.
Like we said before, go places.
That's right. As busy entrepreneurs, you guys are out and about, and
we don't have a lot of time, and we need to go when we need to go, and it works out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We created a nice structure that works around works with our business.
Yeah. I love that. So any parting advice we have for others who are watching this video and they're thinking, should I pull the trigger?
At least set up a meeting, the initial meeting, and watch the other videos. That was really what my sister had recommended Man to Glad to me, and I went on the website and watched other parent testimonials and just clicked with a family. I felt like everything they were saying was what was going on with us. So, set up a meeting, watch the videos, give it a shot. There's nothing to lose and everything to gain, really.
Lovely. Well, thank you guys so much. I so appreciate your time.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.